Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Here we are again. I have a new orchid for you this week. It's my most fancy one, special for Shabbat. So let's welcome Shabbat in. Bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam, bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat 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 Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat 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 Shalom. Bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam. Bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat 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 Shalom. We'll light the candles. Because it's Shabbat, we gotta stop everything we're doing and light the candles. Okay. Here we go. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu l'chadlik ner shel Shabbat. I always take a nice deep breath after I light the candles. I want to invite you to do that too. Take a nice deep breath and know we've entered a new sphere, a new place, a new time. We're in Shabbat land now. We've left the weekday world behind. We'll welcome in the angels. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Barchuni l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzedchem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Come in peace, you angels of peace, angels of the Most High, from the Blessed Holy One, the source of all life. Bless us in peace, you angels of peace. Okay, so the angels are here with us, blessing us in peace. I think we're ready for the Shabbat bride. Lecha dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibor echad, Hishmi'anu el hamyuchad, Adonai echad, U'shemo echad. L'shemo tiferet v'litchila, Lecha dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. Let's sing that one more time. Lecha dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. It says, come, my beloved, let's go out to meet the bride. The bride of Shabbat will welcome her inside. So Shabbat isn't something passive that you just sit and wait and it comes over you. We have to do things. We have to light the candles and we have to sing to the angels and to the bride and welcome them in. And in the medieval times, in the city of Sfat, all the people would dress in white on Shabbat. They still do dress in white on Shabbat. And they used to walk out into the hills and call to the bride to welcome her in. I'm going to take a drink of water here. I'm in very close quarters with my plant right here, but I wanted to show it to you. We're going to read this wonderful Psalm 92, and it's talking about righteous people. And that's what our Torah portion is about this week. So I wanted to emphasize this, that people who are righteous, who can withstand the temptations to go after wealth or money or use their influence in ways that promotes them but denigrates other people. Those are not the people we're talking about. We're talking about people who know how to live a righteous life and stick to it even though it gets to be difficult at some times. They speak up when they see people doing something that's hurtful to other people, and they step out, they go forward to do kindnesses to other people. Here's our psalm. The righteous shall flourish like palms, grow tall like cedars in Lebanon. Rooted in the house of Adonai, they shall be ever fresh and green, still fruitful in old age, proclaiming that Adonai is just, my rock in whom there is no wrong. Adonai, the one who teaches us, who gives us the principles of how to be fair and equitable and kind. Well, the reason I'm talking about that so much is that this week in our Torah portion, Moses is still reminding the people of all the things they need to remember when he's not there with them. And this week he's talking about how to set up a society that is fair to all people. Maybe you've seen that bumper sticker, if you want peace, work for justice. That's what Moses is talking about this week, is how to keep people peaceful. Let them have what they need and make sure it's fairly doled out to people, to everyone. Give everyone some kind of meaningful work, but he's talking about when there's issues between them and how they make rules, and that they must be just rules. And when a problem comes up and they go to a judge, he says the judge must not favor people before he hears the case. He has to listen to all the parties equally, listen to their arguments carefully. And that he can't accept any gifts from anyone. Because when somebody gives you a gift, you have the natural tendency to want to give back to them. And that would make the case unfair. And there's a very famous little piece that's quoted from this Torah portion a lot. Tzedek, tzedek, tirdof. Justice, justice you shall pursue. And what does that mean? Well, it means justice not in terms of retribution. It's not what we mean when the Jewish people speak of justice. We mean fairness, righteousness for all people. And it's repeated twice. It says tzedek, tzedek, justice, justice. And when you think about that, you go, well, why do they have to write it twice? And, you might, sometimes we read the Torah and we just jollily read along and like it's a novel, and we just read the verses quickly. But we need to stop and examine things. And when you see it written down twice like that, tzedek, tzedek, tirdof, you pause, and you go, oh, it's being emphasized. It's something that we need to really pay attention to. And then it makes you think, well, what is righteousness in this particular case? What would that mean? What are all the factors that weigh in, all the context of what's going on? And that makes you want to do righteousness in a deep way. And then the last word, tirdof, says you will pursue. That means you've got to go out after it. You think of pursuing, it means like chasing, running after something. Again, you don't just sit and kind of wait for righteousness to come to you. You have to go out there and proclaim it. Get other people to go with you in groups and make your voices heard. You have to pursue after it. And I think the reason you have to pursue after it is because sometimes it's hard to have righteousness. Sometimes we get a little lazy and we let unrighteous things go by. Sometimes because we're afraid to pursue them, and that's why we have to gather people to come with us to do it together. But that's the teaching in our Torah this week. Tzedek, tzedek, tirdof. Justice, justice, you will pursue. And when you do that, you'll be like one of these righteous people who, when they get old, they'll still be fruitful, like a huge cedar from Lebanon. Those are the tallest trees in the world, the biggest trees. Think of sequoias. That's the image we have of a righteous person. Let's close with Oseh Shalom, because peace is a time where things are in harmony, where there's equality, things are resting, because there's no injustice that has to be reckoned with. Oseh Shalom Bimromav, Uyaseh Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Ve'imru, Amen. Ya'aseh Shalom, Ya'aseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Ya'aseh Shalom, Ya'aseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael. Oseh Shalom Bimromav, Uyaseh Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Ve'imru, Amen. Ya'aseh Shalom, Ya'aseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Ya'aseh Shalom, Ya'aseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, V'yimeru, Amen. Let's send a healing prayer for, oh my goodness, there's so many people that need healing in the world right now. People being sick from the pandemic, and people in the fires, and just people needing strength, because we're living through a challenging time. Okay, it's harder to see the people that we love, to visit with them, and we all need our spirits strengthened a little bit. So I want to include everybody in the world in our prayer, and then I also want to give space for anybody you know in particular who might be hurting, that you want to send a prayer of healing to. So you can say their name now. We'll sing our Misha Barak together. Misha Barak Avotinu Mekor HaBracha Limotinu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misha Berach Imotenu Mekor HaBracha Lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Whenever we're together like this, we take a moment to remember people whose lives have been a blessing in our lives. I heard someone say once the beautiful phrase that a part of them lives on in us, and a part of us has died with them. So let's remember them. Let's remember their names, and who knows, maybe they can hear us. Okay, and we'll say Kaddish for them. So I want to give you a chance to mention names. And we'll recite the Kaddish together. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah be'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael ba'agala uv'zman kari v'imru. Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach leolam ul'almei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yithalal shmei dekudesha b'richu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbachata v'nechemata da'amiran b'yama v'imru. Amen. Osei shalom bimromav, huya asei shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, ve'imru. Amen. So we make Shabbat a little extra festive by having a little special grape juice or wine. We'll lift up our cups. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'achava v'ratzon hinchilanu zikaron l'machaseh v'reishit ki hu yom techila l'mikra'ei kodesh zecher l'tziachat Mitzrayim Kivanu v'charta V'otanu kidashta Im kol hamim V'shabbat kodshecha Be'ahava uvratzon Hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat. Amen. L'chaim, l'chaim. And we thank God for bringing sustenance from the earth. Think about what a miracle that is, to draw forth sustenance from the earth. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Well, Shabbat Shalom, everyone. I hope you have a Sabbath of rest and peace and taking your cares and unloading them off your shoulders and putting them aside for 25 hours. They'll be there if you need them when Shabbat is over. But for Shabbat, we're going to notice things that we enjoy in the world, things that we're grateful for, and the candles are going to keep us going till I see you again next week. Shabbat Shalom.